Hey, genius. Today, we're going to talk about something that may or may not be interesting to you. Why is 7 to the 0 power 1? Why is 7 to the 0 power 1? Have you ever thought about that? Did you know that? Maybe you didn't know that. Maybe you should look it up. Anyway, so to understand that, we have to talk about what exponents are. But first, I would like to talk about how regular addition and subtraction work. Okay? Um, yeah, let's do that because exponents are in the realm of multiplicative operations. And before we get to that, I'd just like to talk about addition and subtraction. So this actually has to do with something called a group, and there are mathematicians who do PhDs in group theory, but the basics of group theory are pretty simple. Something can be a group if there are elements, and each element, right, let me think about that. There are elements and there is an operation that can be done on two elements. So in the case of numbers and addition and subtraction, the operation is addition and the elements are the numbers. Anytime, oh my God, the handwriting is atrocious. Anyway, anytime you add two numbers, you get another number. 6 plus 13 will be whatever it will be, 19. Okay, great. And so it's closed under the operation, meaning anytime you combine two numbers with the operation, you will get another number. There's no way that you get something that's not a number. Let's say we're dealing with real numbers and not the imaginary numbers, right? So if you don't have any imaginary numbers here, you're just adding real numbers or subtracting real numbers, then you have to get a real number. Now, what is subtraction actually? Subtraction is just the addition of inverses. So, for example, 6 plus negative 6, oops, equals 0. Every number has an inverse that when you combine a number and its inverse, you get this 0 value, which is the identity. So 0 is the identity. Now, why is it the identity? Because when you combine any number with 0, you get the same number. And 0 is its own inverse, meaning 0 plus its inverse would have to equal 0. And so that inverse would have to be 0. So this identity is the only number which is its own inverse. Okay, so every number has an inverse, which is an opposite, which is a negative, and the inverse of negative 6 is 6, and the inverse of 6 is negative 6, right? 0 is its own inverse, and any number plus the identity, when I combine any number with the identity, I get the same number back, the one that's not the identity, right? Or if there's two identities, I get the identity back. Okay, this is a group, and this understanding is kind of important for the next step, which is where we're going to talk about how exponents work, because this was addition, and for the exponents, we're going to talk about multiplication, basically. Okay, follow for part 2.